we'll get over that. So every time I start a class, I like to start with this particular story. And if you've been in a class of mine before, then you know that we go like this. And like Daniel said, this is called how to create the I see you everywhere effect. And I want that for everybody, and everybody can have it, and everybody can have it for free. I am working on a Google Drive with a little folder with the resources, so you won't have to like remember every single step. But the story that I like to tell goes like this. When you walk into a mall and you ask people for money and you say, can I have $1? People like go running, right? They will flee in a lot of different directions because that's like a weird context in which to ask people for $1. However, if you come with a bag of gold coins and you want to hand those out, in this case, gold bars, whatever, you have gold to hand out, people are flocking to you. So I'm going to ask you to keep that metaphor in mind as you're going here, as we're looking at this stuff today, because there's a lot of giving out that you're going to do in asking for nothing in return. And when you ask for nothing in return, what we get in return is really big. Oh, okay. So what I really love also is that it turns out that I'm like sharing the wrong screen. So that's literally why we would depend on our friends to tell us. Riley, you'll have to tell me if I'm on the right screen here. He's checking for me. I love that. Okay, so thankfully we have people to help us share the right screen. So that's our gold bars. Okay, goes like this. Here's the outline for what we're doing today. We are going to go through some Facebook basics. Stick with me if you already use Facebook. It will be very brief, I promise. We're going to do a live demo on how I actually factually do this. Then we'll talk about strategic farming. And of course, if we have time, we'll go through some bonus tips. Everything I'm doing today is free. This is not about Facebook advertising, which is a whole other animal. Okay, ready? Facebook basics. And you know, the raise your hand icon works. You can maybe, Riley, if you could maybe monitor the chat, that would be great in case there's questions that I can't read at this time while I'm talking. Okay, goes like this. Here's our Facebook basics. Our Facebook basics are, excuse me one second. Number one, get as many friends on your personal profile as fast as you can. If you were in yesterday's sales meeting, the sales trainer there had a little bit of a different approach. And this is how I really strongly recommend doing it. Get to as many friends as you can, as fast as you can. I did this the other day. I have 4,330 friends on Facebook as of the other day when I took this screenshot. And most of those you would try typically not to be other realtors, although if you're working on any kind of recruiting campaign or working on building your network for not just recruiting, but referral network, it's reasonable to have realtors, especially if they're out of town or from other, from other cities, things like that. So get as many as you can, as fast as you can. Secondly, when you're at or near your maximum, so your maximum is 5,000, right? When you're at or near your maximum, turn your personal profile into a page. Your personal Facebook is your profile, right? Your business is your business page. Almost nobody, guaranteed like virtually no one, is going to come along and go like, oh, I can't wait to follow your business page. It's just not the way it works, sorry. And it's less like attractive and sexy to follow a business unless it's like your mom, cousin, sister, aunt, whatever like that. But once you have your maximum on your profile, you can turn it into a page and your business page, and your business page will then have all those people that you had before automatically transferred into your page. Now, what I wrote on here is if you're anything like me, you'll do it a little bit too early. So I did it when I got a little hasty and a little excited. I did it when I was at 3,900 friends, and now I'm at 4,300. So you see, I missed out on 400 people that would have automatically liked this business page. Now, I do have a team business page, my social team business page, and that has, whatever number of people on it too, but that I consider different because this is a way to take your personal branding and really, truly maximize that. Okay, Any questions so far? I don't think so. Basics, basics, basics. And another thing is here, think of yourself as a business. You're the product, right? Okay, it's almost like Goofy. Fill your profile in as completely as you can, right? Connect with people on the platform of their choice. I actually suggest to people to be totally platform agnostic. I personally am not on Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitter account, but haven't ever really worked on Twitter. But be platform agnostic, because one person that likes Instagram is not so much onto Facebook. If they're into Facebook, they're not so into TikTok. If they're on TikTok, they're not into LinkedIn. Whatever. But it's that kind of challenge of being sort of trying to be everywhere and being consistent. Super, super, super consistent. While we're at it on this topic, your banner, your profile, not just your profile photo, but your banner behind you, that can change. I have it on my calendar to change quarterly, and it's an ad, right? Literally, this is an ad. It's an ad for me. It's an ad for my business. It's an ad for our brokerage. And it, of course, has Fair Housing logo on it as well. Remember that anything used in advertising, we have advertising guidelines that we need to comply with. So stay in compliance. If you're not using it as an ad, it's a picture of your family, a picture of whatever, that's fine too, of course. But remember that this is a lot of real estate. There's a lot of real estate, and you want people to be able to truly connect with you if they want. So you're the product right here. Every time you see a launch, one of these cute girls on Instagram, I'll teach you how to launch your thing, launch your product. I love them, but they're launching a product, right? They've got their product that they're selling. The only product that you have to sell is you and your services. So ultimately, it's a little bit different than all of those kinds of things. Okay, Facebook basics are now over. And if you have Facebook basics that you need to ask about, raise your hand. Happy to share. Happy to help. Okay, let's talk for 1 second about how and what to post. Okay, so people get a little bit like, what do I post and when do I actually do it? So there's a lot of different kinds of things that you can post, and I'll just go over a few ways to think about it. You can use the analogy of buckets, I think is the easiest, or categories, however you like to conceptualize it. But basically your buckets hold the content that you're going to post. You will never struggle about what to post if you have buckets and your buckets are pretty clear. My personal buckets are questions, reposts, lives, and personal milestones. Personal and milestones. So I have 5 buckets, and you'll see, I'm going to show you guys in 2 seconds, everybody, how it's actually how that materializes and what I'm talking about. So here's my personal Facebook page. I'm on a quick thumbs up if you can see that. And do I need to zoom in? Or we're okay? Kind of zoom in, a little bit of zoom? Okay, great. Is that okay? Good. Okay, if it's not good, then holler. Okay, so this, I went to Facebook, right? I clicked on home, and then I click on, I'll just here on my profile for just a second, and I'm going to show you some how I use these buckets. And what I want to say is that we are not in control of what Facebook shows the people that we're friends with. So you can find posts of mine that have hundreds of comments and likes. And you can find the post I did yesterday that really was probably in the 30s or 40s or 50s. I'm not in control of that. We can't let it stop us, and we can't let it bum us out. The only way to get tremendous numbers of posts, though, is, engagement in your posts, is to have a lot of friends. If you have 200, 250 friends, 300 friends on Facebook, you're hidden. You're absolutely hidden, and your friends can't see you. You need to get this huge number of people so that your stuff gets out there as much as possible. Okay, so I am losing my face here for just 1 second so I can see what I'm doing on my other screen. Okay, so for instance, here's one of my questions. My ears are tired of what I'm listening to. What music's on today's playlist? Guess what? I love music. That's not fake. That's not fake. I got 48 comments, and for every single person that commented, I commented back on their, commented back on their thing. So somebody says to listen to the Beths. I'm like, oh, cool. Who is that? A young band from New Zealand, jazz students formed a power pop band, so-and-so, check out this. I'm obsessed with this, my very eclectic playlist. I'm biased, listen to this, listen to that. A couple of them I already checked out and I got some really cool music suggestions. But there you go. I mean, really can't get too sad. 48 people commented on this post. That's nice, not brilliant, but it's, you know, it's okay. It is what it is. So that's a kind of example of a question post. People love giving food suggestions. Food and music I have found to be tremendously powerful. Whether you're looking for a restaurant or a what to cook for dinner or whatever, people, I guess, and it turns out that all my friends eat the exact same thing. It's pretty weird. If you look through this, everybody suggested the same weird dish. Okay, this is a personal share. This is my daughter. She's a children's librarian and she does live speak from home because that's how they're doing children's library product things. So she was on and I just shared her post while she was on. Okay, I was curious, you know, like really when you drive through the car wash, does it make a difference whether you spend $10 or $15 the drive through? Like, you know, it says it'll wash your rims with the color coded soap, but like, does it matter? I don't know. It's kind of curious. Okay, then I had some new books in my little free library. So I posted that. That's a personal thing. And you see 2 comments, 2 shares, 33 likes. That's fine with me. Now, here we get into the meat and potatoes. The markets that I typically personally sell homes in are University Heights and Beechwood. You can see the same, I'm in the same setting that I'm sitting right this minute, and the sun is shining on my face and making me look all glossy. You know what, guess what? I didn't have that many views on this video. And you wanna know why it doesn't matter? I have a special secret. It went only to people in University Heights and I listed a house yesterday based on this video. So, you know, who cares? Let's see here. We'll just peek at it and see. I think we'll peek at it and see. Well, we might not peek at it. Whoops. 27 views. Okay, fine. So we don't care about 27 views. Certainly not going to get too, sorry guys, give me 1 second. Get that, stop talking. Get too excited about 27 views, except when it leads to a new listing. When it leads to a new listing, 27 views is enough. I don't know how many people started out their social media thing going like, oh my God, I want to be an Instagram influencer, because I sure did. You know, I totally did. And I was like, oh, I want to be the real estate girl. And then I was like, who cares? Who cares? I don't want to be the real estate girl for the whole world. I want to be the real estate girl for the 50 homes that I personally plan to list this year. That's what I care about. Okay. Then here's another one I did for Beechwood. Then here's one. Oh, this I tried. Okay. Loretta Lynn was 88 years old. Guess what? I'll show you a trick here. You see how I tagged Loretta Lynn in this post? Facebook will rarely show your posts if you take your people somewhere else. So reposting YouTube links and things like that on your Facebook page barely ever, evidently, from what you read, barely gets any love. And see here, 7 comments, really super low. Here's my other favorite, Facebook Live. If you don't like Facebook Live, get to love it. Get yourself a tripod. They cost, I think, $25, something like that, 30 bucks on Amazon, with a phone holder. Get goofy. I'm going to show you some get goofy tips in a little bit, and allow yourself to talk. Another one, open house. What's going on this weekend? Not much, 5 comments. I wasn't stressed out. Where were you a year ago? You know, all these kinds of things. These are just my buckets. Now I want to roll down here for just a second. This is a personal post, right? I tagged the people that helped me put my own personal living room together. That had 44 comments. I was pretty pleased with that, and 82 likes. That's fine. And I worked hard on the photo and I edited the photo. And I had nothing that week. Oh my God, nothing. No real estate, no appointments. I was like, uh-oh, got to do something. So I got in front of my little free library and I put out a table and I cleaned out the library while I talked, in order, nothing about real estate, in order just to stand in front of people. What's your favorite outside temperature? Hang on, we're almost getting to the post that I want to show you. Again, it's Wednesday. What's for dinner? 105 comments. You guys, 105 people telling me what to cook for dinner. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, I cannot believe that. That's like amazing to me. I don't even have time to eat 105 dinners, but you know, talking about who's your local economist of choice. Well, that's me in that case. Here's one repost. You see, I repost here and there and very selectively, very, very, very selectively. It has to be on market, on target, on message. That's the word. Excuse me, on message for me personally. So me personally, I love vintage. I love wacky. I love interesting, you know, houses. Whatever your thing is, it should be your whatever you're the most comfortable with. Okay, but wait a minute, we're almost to the place that matters. Okay, it was my daughter. My daughter has special needs. She has Down syndrome, and so people, a lot of people know her. Check out the love on this photo. 365 likes. Okay, 365 likes. Nothing about real estate, not a word breathing about business, deeply personal, very edited photo. I mean, that I edited. You can get the Focus app, Focos, Focus, and edit your photos till they look really, really, really good. And then post them, or as good as you can make them look, and then post them. I really strongly recommend no gross bad pictures, no weird pictures. Don't ever embarrass anybody publicly. It's a personal motto of mine. Like, it's so easy to take a picture of that lady who has, like, you know, her skirt tucked in because she didn't realize when she went to the bathroom or whatever. Like, don't ever post things like that. Just don't do it. Make it your own personal mission to never post anything that embarrasses anybody else. And make it a policy of your own to only post really good looking pictures. When you take a picture of food, be careful. Most food photography looks disgusting. I don't even understand it. I mean, it smells so good and it tastes like, wow, you can't wait to share it. And you look at a food photo and you're like, ooh, what is that on a plate? Doesn't look good. So edit your photos, edit your photos, edit your photos. Make them look really, excuse me, really, really good. Now, what am I doing with all of this and why am I showing you? So let's zoom up to the top here. Oh, zoom. Okay, that's cute. Excuse me. We're going to find, give me 1 minute while I find my mouse. Hang on. Okay. When I'm here, this is where you can write something down. Click the little home icon. And I'm about to show you the special secret, the secret business here. And we will get to, I'll show you how to do it in a few ways. Hang on. We'll click the home button, but it won't help because it won't be what I want, will it? Well, let's see here. Okay, fine. Now we're here at home. When you're here at home, what you're getting is what Facebook wants you to see. And you can see that my internet is a little bit slower than I would want because it hasn't loaded my posts yet. Oops, sorry. That was cute. This is the Shoshana patience test. Okay, ready? Over here, and I have a video about this. You don't have to write it all down, and I will share all the instructions with everybody. And I'm going to show you what to, you know, ultimately, what to do. Okay, so give me just 1 second. Let's do this a tiny bit. I'm going to do this back and forth a couple different ways. Give me 1 minute, please, to remember how to share this. Oops, almost. It's the backwards and the forwards with the mouse, right? Okay, so before I go on and I show you the really, 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 really secret sauce, what's farming? Unmute or drop it in the chat box or one of those things. I don't see the chat for some reason on my screen, so I will depend on you to unmute yourself for 1 second and just throw it out there. What is farming? Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
It's
when you target a specific
Sophia,
area.
it's the area that you are targeting for marketing.
It's an area that you are targeting for marketing. Literally, you guys, like can't even explain to you when I first heard farming, when I got my real estate license, that literally I thought it was farming. Okay. So you can plant a seed. Excuse me so much. You can plant a seed and you can watch it grow. We all have. I hope you have. If you have not, it's very magical. And it's super cool. And it takes a really, really, really long time. Now, real estate farming used to be all about sending a certain number of postcards to a certain area. You had to design your postcard. You had to find a printer or whatever, and you had to have somebody, you know, I don't know if you had to stamp them or what you had to do, and you had to come up with, thank you very much. You had to come up with, see, I really have a couple of people who love me. Thank you, Riley. You had to come up with mailing lists. So let's skip that whole idea. It's very costly, it's very time consuming, and it's very, very, very slow, just like growing a garden plant. But as they say, if you will build it, they will come. And I'm going to show you what's next is how to create strategic farm lists. So I'm going to take you through the steps right now. It'll be very clear, and I'll show you how I have it on my actual page and what I do with these. So you're going to go to home, the home icon, not your profile, but the home page. You're going to go over to the left. You're going to click where it says friend lists. These are not your Facebook groups. These are your lists. Okay. When you do that, what's going to open up is something that looks like this. Now, these are mine. I have a University Heights farm. I have a Beechwood farm. Oh, let me just write down, because I want to tell you something about how to do that. How to farm. Okay. And I have my family. That's everybody. I happen to have a big family. So it's all the, like, you know, spouses and the cousins and the whatever, whoever's there. Past clients. Then this other crazy secret sauce, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc., as you see. I also have, which doesn't show on this list, I have a special interest group list, sorry. So the special interest list is a Down syndrome. So anybody who has a child with Down syndrome from anywhere that I've ever connected with on Facebook is on my list. And I have a realtors list. And there's a reason for that, which is directly due to, like I said at the beginning, due to recruiting and due to not just recruiting, but referrals. And by doing this, one thing that I find is super cool is I've been able to connect with realtors around the country. And like I've led team meetings for other market centers, because not the whole market center, I shouldn't say, for other teams, because other team leaders want like new content and new people, but because I've been super active, they're like, oh, maybe that girl has something that she can share with us. So there's just some very, very interesting things you can do with these lists, which I'm going to show you in 1 second. So the other thing you should do while you're in these is to post super, super, super purposefully and think about what you want done. So if I have a new listing in a particular area, I'm going to share it. I'm going to post it as I'm posting only to the farm list. Now, the cool thing, why is this so cool? Did you know that anybody that's on a list is forced to see your post? It's a workaround for the Facebook, them showing you what they want you to see. So when I post in University Heights list and I get 27 views on my video, like I say, that's enough. I don't need 1,000 views on my video. I need one view that gets me one listing, and it's free. Okay, so that's one thing you can do, is you can post super purposefully. And then also you can do my bi-weekly market updates. Everyone in your farm list sees your post. So I just get on there and I say the same thing. I mean, I pull up trend graphics, or I pull up the MLS. I'm like, look at this, you guys. Today, there's 13 homes on the market. Yesterday, there were 18 homes on the market. Everything's selling. It's crazy. If you have any thought of buying, selling, investing in real estate, please give me a call, blah, blah, blah. I have my line that I would say. But, share your market knowledge. This is your gold bar, right? This is your gold bar, share it. Then you can always download your video. You can turn your captions on, different things. You can use them for IGTV. You can look at my YouTube channel. I use the same videos. It's not like, oh, I had this wildly produced thing. It's literally me just sitting right here where I am in front of this big open thing, window, talking. Or if you can afford another $20, get yourself the ring light. Don't be so cheap. Get yourself a ring light so you look all, fresh. Okay, so that's our bi-weekly market updates. They go to that list. Now, this other thing that's super cool to do with your lists. I hope that you have from Bold, and if you do not have it, I'm happy to share it with you, your ABCs from Bold, right? So Bold has you texting your A and W. Let's see, wait, today is the week of April 5th, A and W and the letter R. You're supposed to be texting the letter R. Well, guess what? You can go to that list of A, W, and R and drop a comment on every single person's post. And don't be disingenuous, be real, but still, cute kids, love this, hope your house, whatever, whatever their thing is. Again, don't be fake, but comment genuinely, because we all like likes, but comments are golden. Comments are absolutely golden, and everybody feels so good when they get a comment. So every week, like literally my prospecting is, I open up this spreadsheet right here, and I look at the week, I look at my letters, and I start commenting, and that's what I do. You could do it at night in front of TV. Literally, it'll take you 10 minutes.
So
The whole pain in the neck. Yes.
can I interrupt for maybe question/comment?
Yes, for sure.
So I think, like, for those of you guys who aren't using lists yet, which I'm assuming is the majority of the room here, first, she was talking about how to make sure that your content is going to those specific lists. So maybe those specific letters. But now what she's saying is then you can actually go to the left-hand side and pull the AWR, and then in your newsfeed, you only see those people, right?
Well,
So
hang on. I'm gonna demonstrate in just 2 seconds. But I
Okay.
think it's a good point. Thanks for the clarification there. I'm just gonna say, I want to say, I think just one other thing. Okay, ready for the secret? Sometimes you have stuff that you don't want other people to see just yet. You can post something and you can exclude your mom. Okay? You can exclude your mother. I mean, I'm not saying, but why would you not want somebody to see something? Maybe you're recruiting somebody and you want them to see something, but not something else. I just want to show you what it looks like when you do this. So give me a second. Let me show you what I'm talking about on an actual practical level. And that's going to go like this. Okay, so here I am. Again, I've clicked home. I've clicked friends. Wrong. Huh. Do you guys like that? Sometimes you can click the wrong one. The other thing I'll say about, 1 second here. Yep. I don't know why I have a hard time in this little spot getting my, okay. Friends will take you to your friends. What you got to do is you got to click. All the secret stuff in Facebook is literally hidden under those little downward triangles. And sorry, here we're going to go to see more. And I'm going to do you like it if your friends lists are like gone? Hold on 1 second. This is also very Facebooky, is that you have done this for like ages and ages and ages, and then not be able to find the thing that you were looking for. Here we are, friends lists. So it's hidden. Excuse me 1 second. I got a truck backing up right by me, as you can hear. So we've got our friends, our memories, news, pages, groups, whatever, all this different stuff I'm not really doing anything with. And I am coming down here to friends lists. Luckily for me, they're alphabetical, but I didn't realize that. Hold on. Hang on, they are almost done backing in. Okay, okay. So I'm going to click on friends lists and you'll see for real what I'm talking about. Okay, these are my lists. And I said today was A and W, is that correct? I think that's what we said. So I'm going to go into my A people. and I'm prospecting, and this is how I'm prospecting today. Oh, hey Alex, how are you? Okay, so she's looking at something in our Facebook group. So I don't know if I have something. Oh, here's somebody. She's looking to reseed her lawn. So she only has one comment so far. So I may share my landscaper. Erin Boer, she's also a realtor. Love her. And Amy Newman Smith, she wants to know whether her friends are folding towels this way or that way. So she's got 40 comments. Well, she's going to love mine because I want to say, I prefer to, because it seems like I live in a spa, which I clearly do not. Okay, whatever. So I'm saying, so you're gonna, and here's somebody with a lecture, can't wait to attend. That looks so interesting. Looks so stuff like this, right? So you're going through, this is, again, it's not fake. It's just, it's what you're doing. So this is all I'm doing is for my prospecting, really, is going through these lists. So this person got his COVID shot. Okay, that, great, wonderful. So glad you got it, like that. So, that's how I'm doing this, is I'm going to these friend lists because I went to my A list and I'm just doing that. If I want to add people, I can go to manage lists and I can add more people to the list. Okay, first of all, thumbs up if that's clear, or you need, or not clear. Pretty clear? Pretty clear. Okay, so that's how I use these lists, is to post to them in that way, to comment on their stuff that way. Now, let's say today I've got something that I want to share out with my family, and let's just say here, so you click into it, you see your name and you see public, right? When you click the little triangle, again, all the little triangles are the key secret excitement. And I can do all these lists that I have created, and they are forced to see my comment. Okay, they're forced to see it. So, if I want to put out a family photo, if I want to, and I don't know, any number of things I can think of, then I'm going to use these lists in that, in that really, really, really purposeful way. Then what I'll do is I'll come along here, and we're talking about these Facebook Lives to specific markets, with market updates. Now, these are a couple weeks old now because that was March 23rd. And I think I only shared this. We'll see here. If I think that only went to University Heights. What I can do is I can change the privacy setting to be everyone. So it's not just hidden. Because right now I have it, let's just confirm that. Yeah, it's only the University Heights farm at that moment, but I can unclick this and it will go to everybody. So it's just public. Let's talk about one other thing. How am I going to know who to add to my list? How am I going to find people in University Heights or whatever city you're in? So I recommend going to the group for City Heights. Here's the University Heights, Ohio discussion, and joining the group. Okay, that's it. That group has 1,800 members. And I typically visit the group and I start friending people who I'm not friends with. And then, oops, I wasn't going to post in the group. And then they say, wait a minute, do I know you? And I say, no, tell the truth. No, I sell a lot of homes in University Heights, so I just try to keep in touch with the people who live there. That's it. And if there's no group for your area, don't stress. Create one. Create one. Although Facebook groups do have their whole own, set of headaches as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I want to take a pause for a minute, unmute, and I want to know what questions you have about lists and creating posts that people see and that people don't see, etc.
All right, so Shoshana, we have 2 in the chat. Do you have the same people on multiple lists? Is one.
Okay, that's a really good question, and the answer is yes. I do have multiple people I do have people on multiple lists, and even though you saw that I have University Heights and Beechwood separate, I actually have a plan to combine the farms. It seems like labor intensive to me and silly. Even though they're different cities with different vibes, I do plan to combine them into one farm list.
All right, and then the other one in here is, can you click multiple lists to select at a
Is that not a bummer? You cannot. You cannot. Unfortunately, Facebook's gone to us for that. What other questions? Feel free, unmute. What's on your mind?
I have a question. My name is Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
Yes. And so since this is technically a personal page, but
Yes.
you're using it as, to gain business,
Mhm.
what are your views on posting personal views on, certain topics?
Nothing. I zero for me. Zero. I don't ever. Yeah, that's huge. First of all, it helps that I'm actually personally not that into politics, but I personally don't, except that I make no secret that I'm an Orthodox Jew, a mom of 6 kids, and I have a child with special needs. And I'm really passionate about those things. So if you're passionate about something, that's your business. And people work with the people that they identify with and they want to be with. And most people want to be in business with people who are, committed and honest about who they are. So, on that side, like, if somebody's going to dislike another human because they posted something that they were passionate about, that would be problematic for me. But personally, I just may have a personal rule, besides never embarrassing anybody. I just personally never ever post anything about politics. I don't know if that answers the question exactly, but
Yeah, thank you.
sure. So I've seen a lot of people, I'll just kind of say observationally, a lot of people be like, well, I don't know, because that's my personal page. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, it's your personal page, but you're not, if you're posting something on Facebook, it is no secret. All those like things where people be like, oh, they want to hire somebody, and then it turns out that they're there's like a sports car now, you probably hear, that they turn out that they're like, oh, I see them drunk at parties every night on social media, and they're not like super into it. Well, you know what? Social media is like that. You have to present, you could present who you are, but you also have to present an image of somebody that somebody wants to do business with. I mean, people don't want to do business with people who are obnoxious, rude, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just the way business goes.
And then Shoshana, real quick, sorry, before we move on, we just have a few more questions that just popped up in here. One of them is, do you auto transfer to Instagram?
Oh, okay. So on my Instagram, okay, that's actually a really great question. And I'm going to go back to my Facebook page here. So if you remember, I showed you that I went too quickly from being a personal profile to a business page. So if you give me 1 second here, I'm going to switch profiles. This is what I changed to. So I was a personal profile. Then when I was at 3,900 friends, I moved it to also being this page, right? You see here, you've switched to Shoshana Socher's page. That's a business page. I strongly recommend making your Instagram a business account, whether you're just posting pictures of your kid or you're posting pictures of houses. It doesn't matter. It's just so that you can see the insights, And now my Instagram as a business Instagram is tied to this page, and you can see that they're suggesting to me, Humans of Judaism. They're suggesting this as a post because I've liked that account on Instagram. And you can see here yesterday on my Instagram, this was my post on Instagram yesterday. Join me today for this class, right? Or let's see here, here's a house I posted on on, I hate this thing where they, okay, here's a house that I posted on Instagram. And so, yes, typically on Instagram, I will push to Facebook, but I'm not, but but it's hard because it's the business, it's my business Instagram tied to my business Facebook. But that doesn't mean, I mean, you kind of have to figure out your own tolerance for how you want this to work and how you want it to all these suggested for yous are things that I have liked on Instagram. So they're, I don't follow anybody from this business page. This is simply so that I use this page so that I can post my listings, and then theoretically later down the road, I could use them as advertisements, but I typically don't. But you can, I mean, absolutely no reason not to, if you find that the content both presents you as you are and would be to further your business. I mean, here's the thing with furthering our businesses, again, just be the boy or girl that people want to do business with. That doesn't mean that everybody wants to do business with me. Some people maybe can't stand me. I mean, like, whatever. Sometimes I'm in an appointment and I'm like, oh, this is not going well. I'm too shiny for these people, or I'm not shiny enough, or like whatever. I mean, I try, but I can't be everything for everyone. So that's okay. What else?
Okay, we have 2 more in here. Is there a way to sort your friends alphabetically and easily select multiple people into a list?
Oh, I wish it was a little bit easier. They don't make it like as easy as it could be, because I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons for why it isn't as easy as it could be. But when I go here, again, you've got to always live with these triangles, these little downward caret arrow thingers in Facebook. And okay, we got our friend lists. We'll give it a sample right here and now. Let's just go into A. Okay, now we're gonna touch the little downward arrow into under Manage List. We're gonna edit the list. We've got on this list. I don't care about that. And I'm gonna go to Friends. And I'll start typing, and let's just see. I'm gonna have to scroll down to find some A's that aren't already on it, but I certainly have some new people. All these people aren't on it, so I guess I should add them to my, oh, Afrojack, I'm sure he wants to be friends with me. All these people haven't, because I haven't done that, I haven't updated it in a little while. So what would be nice is to like keep updating and keep at it and keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. And frankly, not every single one do I know who they are anymore, because 4,300 people, come on. I mean, what do we learn from the Pareto principle? From the Pareto principle, we learned that we can have 150 stable relationships. I think the number's 150. If I'm wrong about that, it might be a little less, but you can have those stable relationships, and those people have 150 stable relationships, and on and on and on and on, meaning you're not going to have stable relationships with all 4,300 people that you're friends with on Facebook. Was there another question, Danielle?
Yeah, I have one more. So is
Sure.
there a way to indicate which group you want someone to go to once they accept your request? Sometimes I get 100 friend requests in a day. I can't figure out who added me and who I wanted to add. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I totally understand where you're headed with that question. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to see it right this second. Let me just see if I do. Give me 1 minute. And you know how they sometimes give you the people you should be friends with, and sometimes they don't. Give me just 1 second. Friends, photos. Sometimes they push that to you, and sometimes they're not like into showing you who you should be friends with. Okay, here's my like little personal rule of thumb. I feel like, that boy or girl that you kissed in high school that's just like kind of gross, like whatever, you don't have to be friends with them on Facebook. But in general, anybody who I even remotely know, like remotely, is a yes. I mean, why not? Now I do click in to all the fake military people and say no to them. And I do just check for spam is my main thing. I don't post anything on my Facebook that I would be embarrassed for anybody to see. I just don't want, I mean, I'm sure of those 4,300, there are some people who are just bots, but most of them are not. I like to think. And yeah, I think right now they're not giving me the people that I might want to be friends with. I don't see those, where you're pushed the people. But like I'm starting to see, here's the funny thing, my kids, I'm starting to see my adult children's friends on there. Oh my God, I love my adult children's friends, because then they're like, oh, your mom friended me on Facebook. Well, how weird is that? Okay, guess what? It's not that weird, because they're going to buy homes pretty soon. You might be 25 today, but you're a homeowner tomorrow. So that's just the way that goes. It's, yes, I accept almost all friend requests, except for people I truly, truly think I don't want in my world, or people who are bots. So that's how I personally sort that out. Okay. Let's take one deep breath for a second here. And I'm going to go to this next, which is, it was going to be something that I shared, but now we'll see if I can find it again. So give me just 1 second, please. And hold on. Dump, 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 dump. Okay. Ooh, how do you like that? Nailed it on the first one. Enter full screen mode. Love it. Okay, so we've got everybody in the farm seeing the post. We've got the posting on people's pages, on people's things, commenting, I mean to say, and things I'm not ready to share just yet. And okay, bonus tips. Ready? Do not worry about being comfortable on screen. Many years ago, Alicia Keys gave up wearing makeup. And I was like, if Alicia Keys cannot wear makeup, so can I. That's absurd that we get all goofballed about how we look. And every single person looks fine, and every single person has a weird thing where you see where I'm going like that. I was in Facebook Live, and I literally had like this one hair, like a big hunk of hair, like out like this, literally. So I was like, oh my God, and I was just talking with it as I was going. I'm like, and you guys, can you believe what's going on with my hair? What the heck? Who cares? Who cares? Like, it just doesn't matter. Now, the next 3 pictures are like really one of those kind of classic things that happen while you're on Facebook Live, which is that, yes, the camera was on a tripod. I decided to walk across the room. I'm going to talk and open the closet doors like I'm on HGTV. And the camera fell down, as you see. So I'm like on my back turned. And then you can see in the last picture, I'm like running to the camera to try to pick it up. And you know what? Things like that happen all the time. I fall up the stairs, the camera falls out of the tripod and like crack, and that doesn't crack, just like, falls on the ground. Like, goofball things happen. It's okay. It's part of the charm, because it's live. It's not fake. It's not staged. It's not scripted. It is just live. I mean, it's live, and weird stuff happens, and it's just fine. So that's what I would say is take a deep breath, let yourself just be yourself, talk, say what you say, show houses, slow the heck down. Nobody likes to be whipped around a room. People like a little slow and steady, and people will come and go through your Facebook Live, and that's just fine. And that's one of my that's one thing I really have to say. And then the other thing I would say is that use groups to your advantage. I started a group, Jewish parents and grandparents of kids with Down syndrome, because I felt that I was very, very, very influenced by Christian women who were really, really righteous about having a child with special needs. And it really influenced me. And I was like, why is there nothing like that in my community? There's something messed up about that. So I started a Jewish group of parents with kids with Down syndrome. And I have had, not intentionally, direct business from that group. People have moved to Cleveland. People have not moved to Cleveland. People have moved away from Cleveland. People have done all kinds of different things. People call me for the real estate questions because I friend every single person. I want to know about their kids. We learn from each other, et cetera, et cetera. So use groups to your advantage, your topics. Get deeply involved in other groups that aren't yours. Comment, be the person with knowledge, share, and let them, all this information is free. They can just Google it, but be the person with the information that's there to share. So In closing, I want to say this. This is what you can expect. I'm going to read you two texts. These are just message threads from Messenger. And this is routine for me at this point. These were like so exciting because I like, oh my God, here, look up here on the right. Hi, Shoshana. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out and start a conversation about potentially selling our University Heights home over the next 6 to 12 months. That was in September. When would you be available to discuss? Hi, Kenny, for sure. What's prompting the thought of selling? Remember, we always stay in question mode instead of lecture mode. We're going to always ask a question in response, right? Major things school district, we don't want to continue investing heavily, which considering to look in these suburbs. That was September 9th. I went over for a listing appointment. I listed their home and they bought a home. As you can see, $230,000 list price, and they bought at $435,000 from Facebook. I had never met them before. Then, Shoshana, I just watched your Facebook Live video. We live in Beechwood on Halbert and one house from Brandon. When we moved in 14 years ago, we gutted the first floor, completely rebuilt it, adding a spectacular kitchen, first floor office, parlor, and family room, in addition to dining room with Joyce and for blah, 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 blah. Okay, that ended up with a listing appointment for a great house in Beechwood. We have not listed it just yet, but this is the thing that we're going on and on, like with these kinds of people coming in, because I'm in these groups, the Beechwood group and the University Heights group, just providing information when people need it, just being there and commenting on their things. Okay, so I'm just gonna say like this, just to say real quick, Becky, can you sort the names alphabetically or do they show up in the order you created them? It's not a crazy question if that's what you meant. Let me give you one little pro tip because I did it the other way first. Start with Z. The only way to get them to show up like I have them alphabetically is to start with Z and then go backwards up the alphabet. It's kind of a pain in the neck. But if you start with A is going to land at the bottom of the list. So that's kind of, super irritating. I think you do have to wait until they accept your friend request to add them. And literally, I'm telling you guys, just go in these groups, go in a group. If you don't have a group where you live, start it. Start one and just go. No, Natalie, you can't indicate. You have to friend them and then put them in. Friend them and then put them in. Friend them and then put them in. It is a system, and it would be something I would just time block for. You probably only need, half an hour only. Half an hour a day, 10 minutes a day, depends on what you want. If you have 100 friend requests, I would want to make sure that those were actual people, I maybe only friend 10 people a day and then just get them added in. Okay, that's what you can expect. Now it's your turn. Takeaways. I want to hear 3 takeaways. Unmute yourself, please, and share something good with me. Watch out, I'll call on you if you don't do it. Don't be shy. It's me.
Hi, Shoshana, it's Paul.
Hey, Paul.
I think the biggest takeaway is that you have shown us how to connect with the people we don't already know and turn them into business.
Yes. Thank you. Well, what are you going to do that?
Oh, gosh. Start using Facebook to promote my business.
Okay, good. Somebody else, another takeaway. Like I say, watch out. I will call on you, even if I don't know you.
Okay, this is Nikki Shoshana.
Hey.
Everything is great because I use Facebook, but I'm, just not a techie person, but I didn't know that, that you could just use your personal platform to do this and to bless things out. So because I never created the business platform, so I've never kind of like put like my real estate business and different things out like that. Because so all of this information is just great. So
well, isn't it weird how like in real estate, your personal life is your business life, and your business life is your personal life? I mean, and like I say, people want to do business with the people that they identify with. So let people identify with you.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Very helpful.
Absolutely. Someone else? Oh, Brian, it is easy. Come on, Brian. It is easy.
So kind of to like piggyback off what you said, like how your business tends to be like your personal life and everything. Well, like you said, since you're kind of selling yourself first, it's like your business is your personal because you're selling yourself. But one thing I did take away, I didn't have a Facebook before I like became a realtor. So when I did become a realtor, I like made my Facebook, and you said you need like 4,000. Like if you're not in front of 300 people, if you have 300 friends, you're not like, no one's seeing your stuff. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, I just have to like get in front of more people, add more people.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think like, with every hang on one second, I'm just typing that out in front of more people. What I was going to say is that how like every time there's a new platform, everybody's like, oh, Facebook is dead, right? Like, I mean, TikTok, my God, how could you, people who people who love this one, people who love that one, everybody's like, oh, get on Clubhouse, get on this. Oh, guess what? Facebook is the mothership. Facebook is the mothership, and that's really, the mothership guides a lot of what we do. So, make it a part of your daily routine to maybe accept 10 friends, add those 10 friends to a list, to post something, come up with your buckets, and just post it. Don't overthink it. Don't make it hard, and don't post gross food pictures because nobody likes that. And meanwhile, I'll just say in closing, really, pick up your gold bar, like go out. You have so much to share, and you are not asking for anything. You are out sharing. And when you're sharing like that level, it all really truly does come back and equals incredible, ample business. And I can't emphasize that enough. If you want to reach me, I'm easy to find, 216-255-7377. Take down my number. Happy to answer questions. Happy to have coffee here in my office, or water, whatever you drink. And those are really the only two options. No, just joking. You can have something else too if you want. And and always happy to connect with everybody really at any, at any level.
Awesome. Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
everybody.